It's worth it.
Full of
Good
lyrics in a
afternoon.
Sunday.
Good afternoon. We're having another fine Sunday in this leap year. Hope you all have a wonderful Sunday afternoon. Dinner done cook and it's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy Dennis Brown today because that's who we're featuring. And we also have on deck none other than the one, Copeland Forbes, Overdosed, Order of Distinction.
Yeah, we were actually trying to get Copeland on and having a little issue. Technology work. Sometimes sometimes it don't take. But he will be with us very shortly. But in the interim, while we're waiting on that, something I want to bring to the viewers and the listeners' attention out there. In fact, I threw a little post on my Facebook this morning to that effect. That today, if you don't remember, is the 25th of February of 2024. It marks 60 years since the day Prince Buster journeyed to Heathrow Airport, right? With some Jamaica music on them. In fact, he made a presentation to Prince Charles, who is now King Charles, 60 years ago, as an introduction of Great Britain.
Was not aware
to the music that we come to know, refer to as Jamaica music. In those days where it was largely ska, right?
And calypso.
And then a few months later, same 1964, the Jamaican government sent a delegation of musicians and artists to the New York World's Fair, right? As introducing Jamaican music to the North American market, right? And the rest, as we know it, is history.
As we talk about history, Richie, you know what's interesting? Is at the time when all of that was happening, we weren't thinking it was history. We were thinking that it was just a regular run-of-the-mill days, like when the music was being created. Nobody thought they were creating a genre or that they were doing this or doing that. It was just musicians jamming out, and then reggae music came about, ska came about, rocksteady came about, and you grow. Something like reggae music, if you listen from the late 60s to the late 70s, you will see how the music has metamorphosed over the time period. There are different sounds.
Hold on. A word that fly past me a while ago.
The music underwent a metamorphosis. You can hear it from the sounds of...
Copeland is with us. Copeland, a word that leak off me a while ago, Copeland. Right?
I can see you now, but I don't know if you can hear me.
We can hear you.
We can hear you. I might just have to put up a picture with Spot.
I don't know which one of them you're hearing, because the two of them. I see you on the PC and see myself on my phone. So I don't know which one you're getting through.
I get in one of them.
One of them.
If you turn off the PC, we will see you on the phone.
No, I'm on the phone, I'm going to see myself.
Okay. Well, the good thing is that we're hearing your voice, so people know that you're not a mirage. If I follow my heart, appear Dennis Brown play inside that today. And no talk. Just kill it with Dennis Brown for the 2 hours.
I think
we're just that was Dennis Brown, ladies and gentlemen.
Try to force you to bring back the TV people up on the screen. All right, so Dennis Emmanuel Brown. I think for those who are out of the know, Dennis was also born in February. One of the artists that celebrates his birthday in the same month, reggae month.
Enough in
February. I only put man.
Enough.
But and certainly one of the biggest voices to have come out of the music business in Jamaica. One of the most beloved singers as well. In fact, there is a running commentary as to which who is a better vocalist. And if you want people to hate you, say another name that is not Dennis Brown. And
they'll probably forgive you for John Holt
or
Alton Ellis or Slim Smith. But anybody else, I'm not telling you. But also what is interesting is we have on deck Copeland Forbes, and he has a book, Reggae My Life Is. And Dennis Brown is featured in
Reggae My Life Is.
Yeah,
my life is no, it's a Reggae My Life
Is. My grandmother told me said that is the light trouble. And chapter 10 of that book, Here I Come, it chronicles his experience with Dennis Brown. And he's known Dennis since he was a little boy. I wear short pants in the Cub Scouts. But Copeland, you tell the story, because I hear a story now.
Thanks for having me amid all these technical difficulties, but
sure.
That work must go through.
Rise above that. Rise above.
That work must go through and things, so we'll do the best.
Yeah.
I have known Dennis since he was 9 years of age at Central Branch School, and I was just down the road from Sliping Road at Studley Park Road at All Saints in the Boy Scouts. I was a Queen Scout and he was a Cub Scout. So I've known him from then, and we meet at different church parades and everything and all that kind of stuff. He came from out of a musical family. His father, I think Arthur Brown, was in plays and all that stuff. Then Man, who is a relative of his, I think he's his half brother, used to live in the same building where I lived in New York in the 70s. And we ran into each other along the way during the scout part of it. But then when we branched off now and into the show business now, he joined a band named the Falcons. But the Falcons was a takeoff from a band named the Caravans, which I was in with Tommy Mills on guitar. He was the band leader. And I was a harmonica player in that band, right? But when everybody started to migrate now, they changed the name to the Falcons, right? And then he was like the lead singer for that band. And he was playing around town and doing a lot of stuff and everything like that and so on. And then being a member of the Mighty Vikings fan club, at Sombrero, he was performing on some of the stage shows that we were performing. And I remember him at the Carib Theatre and was singing with Byron Lee. And that song, Solomon was the wisest man. Yeah. So when we reached the part where he said, "Girl, leave soul alone, 'cause I'm a little man," and the band come down, "'Cause I'm a little man in this town," and the place was smash up. Because the song said, "'Cause I'm a big man in this town." The trips a little, and that was one of the most effective part of his performance and thing like that. And as we go along, he expanded, chose a few. Miss Ivy was the leader of the band, the owner of the band then, and we started to meet. My brother-in-law, Ron Wilson, plays trombone with the Comets. He was a part of that band too. And then I migrated overseas, and then we'll meet back when I go back to Jamaica and performing on shows until another phase of his life where I got deeply involved in handling his management and road management and tour management, which we'll come to as we go along.
All right.
Well, listen, when you talk about Dennis at that stage show, I think that stage show he was singing with Byron Lee, would have been the big band on that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How old would he have been at that time?
I think he would have been about anywhere between probably 12, 13. 12, 13. Yeah, somewhere in that region. I'm more inclined to be 13 because I remember Delroy Wilson was ahead of him, and Delroy was about 15, 16 at Coxon. So he was about 12, 13 at that time.
There's a story to Copeland where Alton Ellis, who would have been the senior vocalist at Coxon at the time, I'm well established, throughout the business at the time. But Alton, apparently, I'm told, approached him and said, if you want to be a better songwriter, you need to learn to play an instrument.
Right, and he taught him to play the guitar.
Right. He said the best instrument is the guitar.
Yeah.
And he acquired a guitar and Alton taught him how to play.
And you know something? A lot of people, I don't know if you have ever experienced him performing and playing his guitar like how Bob would be singing and playing his guitar.
I've never, that's
well, I
it.
tell you something. If I know I'd have sent that video to Rati at Mantra Festival in Switzerland with Peter Tosh and Steel Pulse. And Dennis was out there singing and playing his guitar in his overall with the Lloyd Parks and We the People band with brother Dean Fraser, little Marga Dean Fraser, them time there, you know. And
You
that's
mean Dean Fraser wasn't all that big?
No, man, him never so big. If you ever see the picture, man, look at Marga Dean Fraser, you know, in the band. Light Parks had a 4-man hand section, you know, and the band was kicking, you know, and that was one of Dennis' first great exposure. And he was singing and playing his guitar like how Bob would do, you know. And we started programming that way when I started handling his business and managing him too, you know. So he was poised. You could see that he was poised for greatness because he had a charisma there when he walks on stage before he even opened his mouth. You know, there's something glowing about him.
Always engaged. I mean, always very, very engaging with his audience.
Yes, you know,
long
and I
time.
think that was the magic of him, that even if you're mad or upset with him, the minute you start talking with him and give you that smile. Remember I sent you the picture that Dennis Brown can't smile, then everything is over.
Con man smile.
I saw him years ago. You know, a couple years before he passed on. There was a concert right at the top of Mountain View there, where a place called My Father's Place. A big open space.
Yeah, I know that place.
Yeah, Ravinia townhouses were on the one side, and this big open lot. And there was a big show tonight with Alton, Leroy Sibbles, all of the big names, and Dennis Brown. And Dennis was supposed to close the show, right? And at minutes to 1, no Dennis Brown. Right? No Dennis Brown. 2 o'clock, no Dennis Brown. And everybody had tried to fill in the time, you know, and then people started to walk out. And he suddenly, big champagne Mercedes Benz driving. I wonder if he was there at that time.
No, I wasn't there at that time. I heard about it, but I've had similar.
He drove it.
I have had similar experiences like that.
I know you're gonna share that with me, but let me tell you something. The man bound on the place tonight, you know, right? Dennis came late and 2 hours of performance. I will never forget that because people said him reach almost down Excelsior. I hear the music kick up back and turn back, right? And come listen to Dennis Brown. And him sing, I'm like, go and take off his shirt and come sit on the front of the stage. A white marina, mesh marina. And you know, say must have been company to, you know, but still, he put on a performance that night. That was the last time I saw him perform. And then,
yeah, man. I've had similar experiences, many of them. And there's 3 of them that stand out in my mind and will never leave me, no matter.
Don't tell me I'll share them one time. Tell me one now, save some for later, guys.
Right. There is I had to fly to London. I have him on a show. I'm managing him, you know, right? And then we have a show coming up named Reggae Jam Boogie with Third World as the headliner, right? And Dennis Brown, who was actually living in England and hardly been seen in Jamaica, was the choice to put that show. I mean, believe you me, I printed 10,000 tickets in Miami, and all 10,000 tickets were gone 2 days before the show. No, I sent up his deposit with Piggy when Piggy went up with Sophia George to do Top of the Pops, and he told me he got the deposit. He even said to me, I can't come to Jamaica to do 1 show after the 2 show. I got him another one in Negroes. So 2 shows, deposit sent up, contract signed. But I realized from I send the deposit up, I couldn't hear from him. Trying to communicate to set up interview with Barry G and can't hear him. And the day before Christmas, the show was on the 28th, and the day before Christmas, Freddie McGregor called me and said, boss, there's some news on the street that Dennis not coming in. I remember last year there was a show where Kingsley Cooper had with him and Shaka Khan and him never show up. I said, so we want, I think you should have gone to England for him, you know. Mr. Freddie, this is Christmas Eve. And you're telling me, must fly, it's not Miami or New York. We must fly, go way to England for an artist who is scheduled to come in, because I should have come in already and do rehearsals, because it was the newly formed 809 band. But luckily, most the nucleus of that 809 band was the Light Parks aggregation with Dean, Chico, Nambo, and everybody, Bo P. So they know his songs, so they just rehearse a 1 hour set. Derek Barnett was the bass player in that newly formed 809 band at the time. So about 6 o'clock, Freddie called me again and said, "Boss, I think you should go." I called the travel agent who was just going through the door. I said, "Book me on a flight tonight." What time the flight leave? 10 something. Book me on a flight tonight to London. And we're coming back the next day. And I went out. I flew to London. Landing in London in Christmas Eve, this street, them dead. Take a taxi to this train station, and I knew his address, Panda's End, and I just go straight up to his house. When I ring the bell, his wife, Yvonne, opened the door. She said, "Copeland, I haven't seen Dennis in the last 3 days." I said, "What?" Christmas Day, and she haven't seen in the last 3 days, Anyway, I just go in, make myself comfortable, and go in at the chair and get asleep. I wake up, because this is like the next Christmas morning, about 9, 10 o'clock in the morning now. I wake up about 4, so she haven't heard from him anything yet, nothing. I go back to sleep. I wake up about 6, 7 o'clock, still nothing. And this is Christmas Day now, About midnight, 12:31, somewhere around there, so I hear boom, 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 boom outside. I know him did buy a 733 BMW like him brethren Maya, I've won. So I hear when she said, "That's him, that's him." So I'm lying in the couch there, man, sitting in the couch in the middle of the house. And then I hear the door open, man, and then he's coming in a 3-piece suit, well trash. And a gold Ethiopian cross, and 2 bottles of champagne in his hand, "Merry Christmas, mommy, Merry Christmas." And walking down to his wife to hug her and thing and so on. Never know that me in the house, You saw him look to the left and him see me. So wait, "Boss, you there?" I say, "Yes." And the flight leaves at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. I say, "What? Flight?" I soon talk to you. Meet the wife, everything and so on. I sit down with him now and I start go through everything. And man tell me, say, "Him can't leave the next day. My man finished business. Him can't leave. Put it in a nutshell. We argued and couldn't get him. Him say him can't leave the day after tomorrow, which is the day before the show. Right? This is him supposed to leave now. This is the 25th. He's supposed to leave the 26th. Him say he can't leave till the 27th, and the show is the 28th. So I had no choice, but I called Barry G from his living room and make him talk on the phone. And say, "Yes, we're in London here on the way to the airport with Dennis Brown, the crown prince of reggae. He's on his way." And when people hear say me dead and I bring him, say, "Yes, them know him I come. Because from me, I have to go to London for him, but I bring him, and thing." Long story short, I went to a friend's house and sleep the night and get up the day when we're supposed to fly, and I'm calling him, can't get him. I take the Archie, the guy name, one of Dennis' friend. Drive just a brand new 500 Benz, fast like lightning. Pick me up and go over to him house. The man fast asleep. I have to start packing clothes them. Even where man wear them, the wave shoes, everything. And so I'm packing, and him sit down and watch TV and I drink a cup of coffee and say, "Mommy, make me a cup of coffee there." And I'm running like crazy. Archie come, "Mr. Forbes, if you don't move now, you're gonna miss the flight. You're gonna miss the flight." I rushed him, get him out. No time to pack anything, just stuff things in a duffel bag, and him take up him guitar and with this Obama head to Heathrow. Halfway through the trip, him say him leaving black and white shoes. The black and white shoes of Michael Jackson used to dance, and it's buy one like that, where him can slide and dance night. Him say him leaving black and white shoes. He say me buy you one in a Miami, because them time we do have a direct flight to Jamaica now. Every one of them full. But we have flight to Miami, and we do have a concert seat from Miami to Jamaica yet. But we figure, I say, if we get him to Miami, if we have to swim and take a canoe, we're going to reach Jamaica. That is how the determination me have. I'm going to tell you something. Him say, "Turn back." I say, "I'll buy your shoes in Miami." No, him want that shoes. You have to turn back. I'm going to open the door, say, "If you don't open it, going to step out." So we have to turn back. We turn back. I don't make him come in. I say, "Where's the shoes?" Him tell me. I run into the house. It's not there. It's not in a cupboard. It's not. It's under the kids' them bed. I think I find the black and white shoes. And I pick it up quick and run it through the door and buck him up, coming through. I roll him back and carry him back into the car. And we reach the airport. The counter closed. The lady said, "Sir, if you want to go down to gate 72, you can try your luck. But is there any check-in luggage? Luckily, me never have the check-in luggage. Film flight, duffel bag is heavy. But I'm me if I carry my briefcase and the bag like a pilot carry, and we are run to this gate. My heart nearly drop out. After me I run, and me attack, and me not see him beside me, and me look, so I not see him beside me. So wait him there. Me have to put on my bag down, walk, go back way down and to me run voice for my phone. I talk in a part of me look at him. So I hold him, I say, come we have to run to the gate. And we running him to the luggage door where we then now pick up. And we run again and I run again to the gate. And we say, when we reach the gate, the lady said, you're Forbes? I said, yes. Mr. Brown, where is he? I said, see him here. And when I look again, I don't see him. I said, wait, I hate him there. You know? So I said, miss, I have to go for him. I said, sir, if you don't come now, we're going to close the gate. I said, I can't leave without him because I came for him. You know, I show her all the posters with the show. She said she'll go give me 60 seconds to find him. I'm going to drop my bag at the door and run back. I'm going to see him on the phone again. I talk, I hold him by him collar and run with him to the plane and put him down in the plane. And then come back to the gate and do the paperwork and check him in. And you know something, when we on the way to Miami, he said to me, boss, I'm going to tell you the truth, you know. You never come, you know. Me never go bother come, you know. He said, oh, you mean? You have a signed contract?
Hold on. Have to take a break.
We never realized we passed the break. Because you have to come and see. You have to see.
That alone is a documentary, though.
I tell you to right. Let's take the break. We come right back.
And we're back.
And we have Copeland Forbes, author. Reggae My Life is. And, you know, let me tell you something. You have to make an effort to go out and get yourself a copy of this book.
Yeah, man.
Because, trust me, Copeland is giving us a little nibble of some of his experiences as a manager. And trust me, if you go about a quarter of the way and the first one of the stories with Dennis Brown, you gotta back over to you, Copeland.
Yes. So he said it to me. He said it to me, boy, Jamaica too far for coming, you know, I mean. So boy, you know, I said, but Dennis, you couldn't do that, man, because the whole Jamaica, you know, so you're not coming, you know. Because when Louis Fraser Bennett go around town and start to run her mouth, people start to believe her, and she started to let it out, say not coming. You know, so we have to come for you. So we got to Miami. We have no confirmed seat from Miami to down to Jamaica. We start check a boat place. Come say if we have to get a speedboat from Miami to Jamaica, you know, we have to reach, you know. So luckily I find an airline in Challenger, a new airline in Challenger.
Yeah, I remember that airline. I did buy about a dozen tickets for him. Challenge.
Yeah,
Challenge
so
airline, Challenge Enterprise.
Where you able to get on that. The worst part of it when the plane run down the runway, before it lift up, we pure darkness and it stop. They must pull it back in again, and then they say, boss, you see me tell you say that is not a good sign, you know, we have to come off of this rasta. I said, no, we are stay on it. We said, just read Psalms 121, and we take out one little Bible when we always travel with and give to him. I said, read Psalms 121. We are stay on this plane now.
Lift up my eyes to the
right then, you know, all the press people come to the airport in Jamaica wait, you know, because everybody knows when we come out. This is we call them and tell them. The plane never leave until late, because them they make us come off. Them just give it food and fix it and take off. We land in Jamaica about 1:30 in the morning. See the picture here? You see me sending the picture when we land? See it there?
Yes.
Right. We land 1:30 in the morning, right? And people at the airport now see him and say, yes, then it's there. Everybody start call everybody and I tell him, say, yes, the Crown Prince there. On the way up from the airport, I passed the National Arena because that's where the National Arena was gonna that's where the show was gonna be. And then I do Suburban and I stop at National Arena and I saw Lloyd Grant and her partner then, Michael Savage, who I had hired to produce the show for me. They were the producers of the event. And they said to me, say, where the man there? I said, him outside in the car. Get him a quick. I said, wow, about 1 million people come here and look for him, and certain man here look for him. I know some of the right people them that. So I said, where can I go? I said, I'm going to cousin around a client down the road. He said, you know something? Keep him up at your house. I mean, just take off and just go straight up on my house at Paris Hill and put him down there and thing, and him sleep and thing. And then next morning, I get up with him and carry him go every radio station. So everybody here say, the Crown Prince is here. I tell you now, I printed 10,000 tickets in Miami, right? and I gave away 1,000 tickets to camps for different people. And 9,000 so sold. And the arena, its legal capacity is 7,500, So we have all that people inside there. And there's a line outside people who want to come to buy a ticket. And it's only 3 artists we had on it, We had Half Pint, Dennis Brown, and Third World. 3. And this was 2 days after Sting. And people were saying your show can't work with 3 artists, and we sold out 10,000 tickets went and so on. You see that night at the show, I had hired Trinity Security, Dar Salam. And his wife was running it at the time. And the dressing room become a cell because Bigger Ford was there to helping out, and so on. And them arrest 13 wanted man that night, Because them know when Dennis Brown show, everybody are come out of them hole. Every minute, you see them bring a man in a dressing room, them run out of handcuff, that them have to use the plastic one, the thing there, to handcuff them in the room. And when Trinity said to me, a 13 man who hole already, people who were wanted and things and so on, So that show re-established him now, and he made a magnificent performance that night, And it's just now I decided, well then, yes,
work with him.
Let him hold him and work with him. Because I had experience with him before too, we put him on the tour with Peter Tosh, the Mama Africa tour, and after the first show, that was it. Didn't know when what happened again, only to find out that him have our American manager named Larry Maxwell, who were partner with Joe Gibbs, him and him had some big problem, and then me to them hanging through was on window Dennis Tim's house because Dennis them gave him $20,000 to put the tour together, and apparently it spin out. So that time him had Inner Circle now as in backing band, them time there. And then come a sound check, and when showtime we couldn't find Dennis. And Peter warned me before, when Dennis them asked me to take over the management and put him on the tour. Peter said, I don't want the man who's not going to show up, and I don't want a man who have no habitant thing. I said, don't, everything is fine. And prior to the tour, I get them together. They were in New York, hanging out together, going roller skating together, because Dennis can roller skate, and Peter can roller skate. So them hanging out together nice and good, and over the FBI agency with Sting, them was booking us. And them had a sauna over there, and them going at the exercise room. So they were gelling together until the first show. He will come when 10 minutes left out time, so they will get 2 songs, and that was it. And then when I got down to Tower Theatre, I didn't see him. I didn't see him name on the board. And then I make Steve Gold Peter guitars outside, and him say, hey, Peter in the mad like crazy. And I went in and him say, listen, I tell you, but that man, that's when I found out he had major problems with his then management. And then I was asked to take it over, right? Take over the management but I knew that he had some kind of signed document with Joe Gibbs. Because when I was working with Jimmy Cliff 1980, I got a deal for him with EMI in Brazil. And Joe Gibbs called me and trashed me off over the phone and said, who authorized me? He's the one. Because he had signed contract with Dennis and things. So I just tell Dennis and Maya, I said, go get yourself clear from Give Up before I can even look at it. Right? And they said, all right. They jumped on a plane and went down to Jamaica and then come back with a release. And when I read the release, and I went over to my lawyer, and a guy named Val Hackett, may his soul rest in peace, who worked with me.
Val, he died recently.
Yes, right. And Val looked it over, and there was a clause in the contract that said, this agreement does not construe with the A&M agreement, which simply means there was another agreement between A&M. That's when we found out that Dennis didn't actually sign to A&M. Dennis was signed to Joe Gibbs Recording Globe, and then Joe Gibbs Recording Globe signed to A&M. You see, that's how that's what was happening. Mm-hmm. You see, so Dennis was in the middle. Him couldn't know what's happening between the A&M and the producer. So, that was where the major problem was. And they wanted to come out. So when they bring that, I tell them, say, listen, him Lego the left foot, but then hold the right hand. So you go have to get a proper release. And then went back down to Jamaica. And war broke out down in Jamaica. I'm on the tour with Peter waiting for them to come back with the release. So put back Dennis on the tour. And then they take a start now. Joe Gibbs on the line in Jacoby in Florida. Jacoby. The man called my man, and the man laid on some stern rules, and said, no way,
Hi there. If you enjoyed that clip, go on over to our website at yawdmedia.com, where you can watch the entire broadcast at your leisure. And while you're there, why don't you check out our other reggae music features? And before you leave, pick up some of our Jamaican reggae merchandise, and hey, don't forget to tell your friends.